My dad was somebody that I looked up to. He taught me how to build things, how to design things. He was somebody who helped me with my math homework. And I just enjoyed spending time with him.
My husband Chuck and I were married for 54 years, and we had 7 children, and we have 14 grandchildren. We had a busy and full life, and Dad was right in the middle of everything that went on.
One thing I do remember was toward the end of his career, he was just struggling. I remember him having a hard time at work and different things that he had to do in his job. And I was young, but I kind of sensed that there was something more going on behind that.
He said to his doctor, "I'm having some problems with my memory." So we went to Monroe Community Hospital and we met with Dr. Boyle, and she did a test on him.
I will never forget the day that we got the news of my dad's diagnosis. My parents went to see this neurologist, and they came to my house, and we sat on my back deck, and they said, "We just went to the doctor, and your dad's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's." And that was a hard day.
I think the 3 of us sat there and we cried. And we knew that we had a journey ahead of us.
But you know, as sad as that day was, it gave us resolve. When you get a piece of news like that, it makes it that much more at the forefront of your mind that we need to make the most of every single day that we have. And we did from that day forward.
We had so much support from the Alzheimer's Association, and I just can't emphasize enough how helpful that was. And that is what kept us going and kept us continuing on with the other parts of our life.
I think we were all sent reeling a little bit with that news, but we knew that we needed to do something. And that very year, 2008, we did our first walk to end Alzheimer's. We didn't know much about Alzheimer's. We were still early on in this journey, but we knew we wanted to get involved. And from then on, we got very involved with the Alzheimer's Association.
We started going to meetings in Rochester, and it really helped his mood a lot. And it was great support for me because we met a lot of other people. We used to joke about we had a better social life going through Alzheimer's than we did outside of Alzheimer's.
My wife and I have 2 young daughters, and one thing that I wanted to make sure of is that they knew who my dad was. Unfortunately, my dad passed away in 2018, and so my children never really got to know him in the way that I did. I'll never forget the first day that we brought my oldest daughter, Eliana. She was a few months old, and we brought her to the nursing home where my dad was in the memory care unit, and he got the biggest smile on his face. Even with that impairment that he was facing through Alzheimer's, the love that came through for his grandchild was not lost on him. Even after my dad passed away, we really try to keep his memory alive, and so with our girls, we talk about Papa Chuck all the time, and they have been at the walk with us every year. They like to make bracelets and paint rocks and decorate the driveway with purple flowers and things to remember him.
I think hope is the only thing that keeps us going. And I think that the Alzheimer's Association has tirelessly presented us with the opportunity to have these walks all over the country. And I think that all the monies that people so generously give are going not only for the programs that they are presenting to people on the journey, but for research, and we've come a long way. Well, now we do know. We can diagnose people. We can give them treatment. We can prolong their cognitive abilities longer than we could 10, 20 years ago.
I think that our efforts today as a family are affecting what other people may be looking at down the road. They're affecting positive change so that 10, 20, 30 years from now, people aren't going to be facing such a hopeless situation. They're going to have real treatments and possibly even a cure. I believe in my lifetime, we are going to have a cure for this disease. My mom and I talk about him all the time. You know, she misses him, we all miss him. But I'm grateful that I was able to have a dad who had such an impact on my life, and that I can, in some small way, carry on his legacy.